From the cosmopolitan streets of Toronto to the snow-capped peaks of the Canadian Rockies, our neighbor to the north features the diverse set of vacation destinations that are beautiful year-round. Deciding which one is perfect for your next getaway can be difficult. That's why Thailand VIP Travel considered several factors such as affordability, entertainment options, and diversity of hotels and resorts, as well as viewers' comments and expert opinions to compile this list of the best places to visit in Canada. Comments for your favorite spot below to have a say in next year's list. It's not hard to understand why many consider Niagara Falls a top natural wonder of the world, or why it has been the location of some incredible and now illegal daredevil antics over the years. The second you see the mammoth Niagara River rumbling toward a 188-foot waterfall at about 20 to 30 and up to 68 mph, your mouth will drop. The speed at which the river falls creates a misty fog and an unmistakable roar heard from miles away. From the top, crowds flock to the railings to feel the mist on their faces. As you follow the water's path downward, boats, platforms, and observation decks support colorful poncho-clad visitors. Over the years, Niagara has gone from classic honeymoon spot to cheesy honeymoon spot, and now, it's an odd mix of the two. In addition to the stunning waterfalls, there is a large concentration of quickie wedding chapels and hotels backlit in blaring neon. But strolling through the ice wine vineyards of the nearby Inniskillin Winery is truly romantic, as is enjoying the lush landscape at the Niagara Park's Botanical Gardens. So hop in the two-seater with your special someone or pack your family in the minivan and take a spectacular trip to the majestic Niagara Falls. Toronto is as cosmopolitan as they come. To newcomers, Toronto may seem like just another big city. Downtown is dotted with skyscrapers and the city streets bustle with people on the go. Toronto is considered one of the most culturally diverse cities in the world, with more than half the population born outside of the city. Toronto houses 200 ethnic groups that speak over 140 languages, making this Ontario destination a world all its own. With Greektown, Little Italy, Koreatown, and Chinatown all within city limits, travelers may feel as if they've seen more than a couple of countries after a visit to Toronto. The city is also home to one of the tallest freestanding towers in the world, the CN Tower, and the world's largest underground shopping mall, Payte. But aside from visiting its most prominent attractions, Toronto should be experienced like any other big city. Sipping a cocktail in a corner restaurant, browsing multicultural shops on quirky neighborhood blocks, and hopping on and off the subway or GO Transit for a night on the town. The sight of winding cobblestone streets and towering cathedrals, the sound of French pleasantries and tourists' woos, the smell of fresh baked bread and pungent cheese, the taste of creamy café lattes and buttery croissants. All your senses agree, you're in France, but they're wrong, you're in Quebec. Quebec City, the capital of the Canadian province, Quebec, dwelled in the shadow of its neighbor, Montreal, for a long time. The 2008 celebration of its 400th birthday catapulted Quebec City back into the spotlight. Since then, travelers have flocked here to experience this UNESCO World Heritage Site's charm for themselves. Upon passing through the fortified walls of Old Quebec, you'll discover a world straight out of a European painting. 18th and 19th century buildings house bakers, bistros, and boutiques, while cobbled squares are drowned by a sea of café tables. And around every corner, a piece of Quebec City's rich heritage awaits discovery. Even by North American standards, Vancouver is a young city. It was incorporated in 1886, but what it lacks in history it compensates for in culture. Experience Vancouver's Indigenous culture, including First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people, in an array of historic sites, boutiques, and museums. The city's high-fashion boutiques and fondness for health-conscious eating make it an attractive urban playground. Plus, Vancouver and its breathtaking backdrop of mountains and beaches has been the setting for a bevy of popular television shows and major motion pictures, including Riverdale, X-Files, and Deadpool. So don't be surprised if you recognize landmarks from your favorite scenes or stumble upon a production in progress. But this mitten-shaped city on Canada's western edge draws in more than pop culture junkies. Hiking, mountain biking, kayaking, whitewater rafting, and skiing will beckon to your adventurous side, and are especially accessible on one of the best Vancouver tours. Looking for a little rest and relaxation? Try lounging along the 11 miles of beaches or in one of the numerous parks. During the cold weather, you can duck inside one of the top-notch museums or take the kids to one of the family-friendly attractions like Granville Island or the Capilano Suspension Bridge. When you add excellent shopping, dining, and nightlife scenes to the mix, you'll see why many praise Vancouver as a go-to getaway for the multifaceted traveler. If you're itching to experience the lifestyle of a Swiss skiing village, but don't want to fork over the cash for a transatlantic flight, consider Banff. Thanks to its location in the heart of the Canadian Rockies near the southeastern border of Banff National Park, Canada's first national park, taking trips here will decrease not only your flight time from the US, but also your expenses, although only marginally. Banff caters to intrepid explorers who prefer to end the day in a nice hotel rather than roughing it at the campgrounds. Though there are plenty of those too. Opportunities for adventure abound, so pick your sport. Ski down Mount Norquay, hike to the massive freestanding limestone pillars known as the Hoodoos, scramble up the face of the Stony Squaw Mountain, or bike along Haley Creek. When you are exhausted, retreat to your cozy and warm resort and replenish yourself with a hefty helping of bison meat.